how could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Corrida, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone.
Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that killer guy, right?
Not how it really works.
All I'm guilty of is taking a catnap in my room.
Technically,
Which,
no.
in this case...
You killed Senor Corrida. That's how the law works on guard. God.
I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. But too bad. You can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you?
I could say something if I thought he would be he would kill again, right?
So it depends on the state. Some states do allow you to breach the attorney-client confidentiality, and you could do so if, and this is permissive, not mandatory, if you think your client is going to immediately cause someone grave and serious physical bodily harm. So if your client tells you he's about to drive over and kill Adrian Andrews, you're allowed to call the cops in some states, but not in all of them. And it's allowed, not required to.
Well then.
Interesting.
But for example, if your client told you where the bodies are buried, and the family is like, please tell us where our daughter is, we just want to give her a proper burial, you can't tell them.
Yeah. Could I tell after the verdict happens because of double jeopardy or no?
So is your client in danger of being convicted again? No. But are you allowed to tell? Also no.
Oof. Double sucks.
The duty of confidentiality continues forever.
Ah.
Including after your client dies, you're still not allowed to tell.
Damn. Interesting.
There are only a very few number of situations where you can talk, and none of them apply there.
Sole consolation in this, if we do have the ending of we convict the killer, but Matt on guard gets off, is that I don't think he would kill again. I feel like this is a very specific situation, but maybe that's just
my brother in Christ. This man literally said, "I use people and then throw them away," and that's not just about women. That's
but
also.
Are there other assassins in this town? If we put the killer in jail, I mean, who else is he gonna hire?
When you got the big bucks, you can hire the killers from anywhere.
You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Aw, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do.
Mystic Maya!
You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear.
Well, you still didn't trust him, so, I was not really putting a lot of faith in whether he would do it or not. You had to put a, camera in his room, I don't know.
You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. And this is a sexual attorney.
Absolutely horrendous wording for that phrase. So many other options.
You really could have just...
You
he is a boy.
God.
I'm not a scoundrel, I'm a goofball, Mr. Wright.
No, not anymore.
You've lost the status.
So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire,
Oh, my
I think
title.
I would give it my all in court tomorrow.
Oh, that, I have conflicting feelings about using my full title there. I don't know.
Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution.
This is not a win-win resolution. I'll get you for this.
So in this instance, can Phoenix tell the police that he's being blackmailed into taking the case?
That is interesting, isn't it?
So he can definitely talk about the blackmail, yes. You don't have to be the victim of crime just because your client is doing it or in some way related to that. So yes, you can.
Well then.
Yeah. The attorney-client confidentiality thing, it doesn't actually apply in regards to crimes committed between lawyer and client.
Yeah,
So-
well then, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if he would be allowed to talk about everything. I don't think he'd be allowed to talk about how he hired the assassin in the first place, but he would definitely objectively be able to talk about how he himself is being blackmailed.
By Maya being kidnapped.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, my prediction for this court case is that during the court case, Maya is going to be found and freed, and then we get to put both on guard and the killer behind bars. That's just my prediction.
I could see that.
That's such a cliche phrase. One said something just like that if memory serves. Of course. Well, we all know how things turned out for him, don't we?
Oof.
Good night, Mr. Lawyer.
Jesus. Maya, what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to defend him.
What?
And now you finally found it. The startling line of this case.
Edgeworth.
I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Ace, Toonie. Like and subscribe.
Oh.
I drove in his car? Well, that's... Ooh,
Well, Mr. Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy...
No! We can't do that!
That's right. He's holding Maya hostage.
What should I do?
That's not something I can answer for you.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Only you can decide where to go from here.
Oh.
1 year ago,
I don't like
at
that.
that time, I didn't really understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office.
And make me think you were dead, though. Like, Jesus, couldn't have sent a note or
Clearly
something.
wrote that you choose
They apparently didn't
death.
have a dictionary here, so I had to go to the library and find out what the definition really was. Then I got lost, it was the whole thing. But I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of
For a
law
year?
until I knew what a prosecutor really was.
There were no good libraries.
And now, right, it's your turn. Go leave for a year.
My turn?
What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one?
Technically, as a defense attorney, I'm pretty sure the whole thing is that to defend my client guilty or not with as much gung-ho-ness as I can for the legal system.
Zealousness is what the terminology
word,
used
thank
to be,
you.
but that's been removed from the
Oh.
law because some people were interpreting that as to do things that were unethical.
Oh.
Ah.
But the idea of that, within the bounds of the law, you know.
The power of a lawyer. Phenomenal criminological power. Itty bitty living space.
Oh.
You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own.
So let's talk more about that, I guess. I'm a lawyer,
Alrighty.
a defense attorney specifically, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer.
Yeah, Jamie, Edgeworth is a prosecutor, but I don't think he's still the prosecutor.
Yeah, he is.
I thought that Von Karma was vertical and no longer horizontal.
She wasn't dead, but she was still kept in the hospital.
Oh, I thought she left.
No, my understanding is she went back to bed. Madam
Okay.
Guard,
I didn't know Von Karma was still in the hospital.
that man is really. Ugh.
It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial.
Yes.
Isn't that the basis of our judicial system?
Proper defense. But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Trickery?
Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. You'd put a parrot on the stand if I let you. In fact, you did. Isn't that exactly how you fought for your clients up until now?
Well, that may be true, but that's because I believe my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart, as Mia taught me to do. But if I were to get on guard an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. It kind of is. It's just sad.
It is.
It's just unfortunate.
It's not sad or unfortunate.
Why? Would
It's
you
just
not be
that
sad that the
killer would
evidence
go
is not
free.
enough to put someone who is 100% guilty away?
Well, that's the thing. It's just a real. You're assessing the evidence. Is it sad that there wasn't enough evidence? Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not sad that they were found not guilty if the evidence wasn't there.
No, obviously, as we've seen with the other ones, that everybody does deserve as enthusiastic of a
The
defense
trials
as they
in
would.
this game aren't fair, though. So there is
That is
that.
also very true.
You
I'm
can't
really
deny
curious to see what the game ends with. You know what I'm saying? In this case, because
There's
they're
no
doing
way
this
they're gonna
moral
let the
dilemma
bad
thing.
guy off. There's no chance.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not sure because then the whole thing is I'm proving something, but we somehow have to make sure that Edgeworth proves better than me. Right?
I feel like
It
they're
feels
gonna
like
mess up.
Phoenix is kind of gonna have his cake and eat it too.
You think it's gonna be a Damon Gant situation where he like outs himself on the stand and we actually didn't do anything?
Oh,
They're
I
gonna
hope
mess up
not.
somehow. Either that, or for some reason, the two parties turn on each other, the assassin and
Ooh,
Matt
that could
Hungard.
be interesting too. They are sussy of each other, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean Matt has the recorded footage of the
Exactly.
murder. Like that has the killer in it.
Oh no, we're
I
gonna
don't
have
think the
another
killer was
videotape to
aware.
watch over and over again.
Oh no, this is where it all began.
So like right when he thinks he gets away with it,
Yeah.
right after the end, the assassin unzips their mask and it's actually Gumshoe or a cop this whole time. He's like, ah.
I need the unzip though. If nothing unzips, I'm really upset about that character design.
I totally agree.
I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain.
That's Doctor. You were thinking of Doctor.
But then I saw Dr. Hottie and I was very glad that I didn't go work with him. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me.
Ironic. You can protect others, but not yourself.
Darth Sidious?
Esquire.
Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. It's a catch-22. I just don't know what to do.
Right. Would you get a hold of yourself?
If you give me a hug.
Slap, slap, slap.
Oh,
You have it all wrong.
huh?
We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say?
Why do you have to look so
That
smug about it?
That
You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do.
Whew, this is, it's lots of existential stuff going on here. People
This
like
is
you and
deep.
Franziska von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. That's false. Edgeworth totally freaking helped me put D. Vasquez behind bars during this Turnabout
Dee
Samurai and
Vasquez
nothing
was
else.
not ever arrested, and what she did, not a crime. The cover-up only was the crime.
But the point is that he didn't vehemently go against Powers in the end. He wasn't trying
That's
to
true.
prove Powers in
That
the
is
end.
true.
You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict. For a man, I clearly know to be guilty. I wish I could flip-flop between prosecutor and defense attorney, like snapping my fingers. That'd be pretty great.
Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all.
And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Made me think I was dead? You were dead because your precious win record was destroyed? You are so petty.
I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you're mistaken.
What do you...
Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, when my KD was blemished, I began to realize the error of my ways. I improved as a person. I've grown. I'm better now. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. It doesn't matter what my KD is as long as I'm at the top of the leaderboard, you understand?
What?
I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then why? Why are you here now?
The answer to that is something you'll find out on your own.
Jesus Christ, nobody can give me a straight
You just called
answer.
me petty, and I'm gonna have to prove you right.
Oh no.
I have faith you'll
What
see
have
it
you
before the
done?
verdict is read tomorrow.
Oh, there's a lot of faith in me, Edgeworth, not gonna lie.
But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this
This
story.
is so ominous as hell. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
I'm nervous as hell.
I'm not ready here. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode of Ace Attorney. We play live once a week on Twitch and YouTube.
Thank you so much for the Giga Chads who became members. We really appreciate it.
If you like what you've seen so far, consider giving us a like, commenting, or subscribing for more content and chaos from us.
See you next time.
time.